What's up, everybody? This is Nick.
This is Eric.
And Eric, we have much to discuss, as always.
As always.
I always begin that way, but today I seriously mean it. We have got to move fast. We've got topics galore.
We do.
You did research, sir.
I did not.
You did a lot of research to bring message to the people. A message of freedom. A message of hope. A message from the Pope.
No, a message of the future.
That'll help them cope.
No. All right. First
by using soap. On a rope.
I hate you. All right.
Unlike those other tropes. I'm done. That's all I got. Don't mope. I see what I did there? I acted like I was done, but I wasn't. All right. Well, Eric, get us started. Tell us what we got to talk about today. Another day to tell us what we got. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I heard about Elon Musk. Anytime Elon Musk opens his mouth, the stock market listens, people want to invest, and news is made.
Okay.
He was at a TED Talk, I don't know which one, but had talked about buying a boring company, which is fun. Actually, he already owns a boring company. And I think the slogan, which boring company does he own? I should have looked that up. He owns, but his new idea is to put roads underground. That is his new dream. So can this guy not wake up from one of his dreams before he has another one?
Well, I gotta tell you, a lot of what this guy comes up with, it honestly seems like, just to go with our theme today, it's almost like he's smoking dope.
That's our theme?
It's the opes.
Oh.
Soap, mope. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Today's episode of Pull Up a Chair is brought to you by Ope. And the number 3.
Okay.
Anyway. So, but no, he comes up with a lot of what seemed like seemingly a lot of crazy ideas. And from what you showed me on this one, it's basically an underground system of vehicles being transported places. Yeah,
the cars don't drive themselves. They're on automated platforms that move. So your car rolls up on a...
So it's a car driving a car.
Yeah, it rolls up on a flat. The flat has its own tires and wheels and whatnot. It goes underground and takes off. And I guess you can only go one way. It assumes you want to go that one direction.
Right.
And you start going. And that's the video.
Now, here's my question, though. Now, so what it showed was, I guess, it's somebody being stuck in traffic. They pull up to this basically car elevator.
Yeah.
It takes them down to this underground railroad. And
so those cars find freedom.
Yes. Those cars find freedom out of the humdrum of rush hour traffic.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Not every car got on those.
Yeah, is this like a toll service, or is this some sort of elite, like you have to...
That's what my question is who's getting on this thing? What is it?
Also, is it going to be privately funded, or is, like, SpaceX, it's a privately owned company.
Right.
Elon Musk owns it. Now, he did win the X Prize, which was $1 million or $2. I don't remember what it was. However, I mean, that's a drop in the bucket to what it cost to win that prize.
He probably found that in his couch cushions. The man's stinking rich.
Former developer of PayPal. He doesn't own that anymore.
Right.
He owns the Boring Company, which is a tunneling company, which is, I guess, what he's talking about here. But digging underground it's expensive. It's expensive and dangerous. Boston did the Big Dig in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right, it was slated to cost somewhere around $2 to $3 billion and ended up into the teens billions, like $15, $16 billion. And and there was a ton of corruption. Of course, it's Boston,
Right.
so that's
By the
probably
way, the Big Dig sounds like a fundraiser.
well, that's the unofficial name of it.
Like for every pound of dirt you get out, you get $1.
Yeah, that's kind of the unofficial name of it.
Right.
The official name was let's see what it is. It was called the Central Artery Tunnel Project, or CAT.
That also sounds like a fundraiser. I'm just kidding. But so this thing that Elon Musk is doing, it is not expensive. Well,
He's envisioning it.
quick question. How much did the Big Dig end up costing? How much was the final amount?
According to the Wikipedia page, which we all know Wikipedia is
Can be trusted.
It's
a legitimate source.
cost over December. So it completed in December 2007 at a cost of over 14.6 billion.
And what was it estimated to be that it was going to be? 2.8.
2.8 billion. Now that's in our money.
Right.
It looks in. So hold on. Yeah. Estimated cost of $2.8 billion
In
1982 dollars,
yeah,
which would be $6 billion
as of 2006.
Yeah, as of 2006, and it ended up costing $14.6 billion of 2006 dollars, or 8.8 billion in 1982. That's a lot of money.
Well, that's $6 billion over.
Well, yes.
Okay,
that
and so
is
what
$6 billion over.
in looking at the diagram of this thing, it does not look near as complex of what Elon Musk was proposing.
Yeah, but they do that
because it was going all over the place.
But it's for investors. They want this is what we envisioned, but that's not what's actual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Happy hands. Sorry.
I got something to focus on now.
No, I know.
Yeah. So that was just artist rendering. You know how it is.
I understand that, but it also wouldn't surprise me if Elon Musk is already envisioning that. I mean, there are a lot of questions that go with this. Great idea.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's a bad idea. There's a lot of little details that need to be ironed out of who is doing it, or who gets to be on it,
who's funding it.
But my other question is we did a podcast about self-driving cars.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too. If we get automated cars that drive themselves, that's going to alleviate tons of traffic.
Right.
Well, then what will be the point? Now, we don't live in a highly densely populated area like New York City, what else? Downtown Dallas, Austin. Right. No, Austin. Yeah, Austin's just awful traffic design. Houston is what I meant to say. We don't live in that. So maybe that would still
live in a cluster truck.
Well, a cluster truck. That's a pretty fun game too.
Yes.
However, I don't know. I think automation would clear that up. And if you're going to have these giant tunnels, you're just going to have cars. I would seriously think subway and trains would be better, but more efficient.
Here's my other question: is what happens when people start fighting for that car elevator? More than one person's going to want to use it.
Well, if you're going to do automated cars, why not only allow automated cars down there anyway, so they can drive themselves?
Right.
That would be on a platform that saves a little bit of money, and just put like a down ramp, because it's just maybe you don't want to give up the real estate, but I don't think that'd be. You already got to get over and stop traffic. Well,
right.
You have taking up a parking spot. Well, if you took up 3 and just made a tunnel down.
Right.
So
and what happens if you accidentally get forced off into this thing, and next thing you know you're going down? You're like, I don't want this, and
well, yeah, that's true. That could be why the car elevator thing might be better, because it could verify who's going down.
Right.
You can go over it if you get forced off.
Well, and I'm guessing that you'll probably have to put out your credit card and put it in there to get to go down.
Throw in a couple gold coins.
Right. Ellie money. Elon Musk money.
Oh, I was talking about John Wick.
Oh, you're talking about John Wick. Okay. Well, I see. You think Elon's going to take us to John Wick currency?
No.
I think,
wish, where assassins became just ho hum.
Elon Musk is an assassin. Here's my bigger question though. If Elon Musk has the money to do this, why not just build better highways?
Well, highways are owned by the federal government or state entities, where this could be privately owned, but in the U.S. it's illegal to privately own roadways.
I got you.
You can't privately own a roadway. They'll shut it down. I forget there's a small area in England that has a privately toll-roaded road.
Right.
That's functional, but we can't do that here in the U.S.
I got you.
Because of the way our laws are designed. But who knows? This will
look.
We'll watch it. I don't see it going anywhere.
Let me just get an aside here.
Okay.
Ellie, you mind if I call you Ellie?
His name's Elon.
Okay.
Ellie. There's still 2 syllables.
Look, his friends call him Ellie.
Okay.
Ellie, I feel like we know each other after all the things that you've come up with. Look, I respect a man that dreams big. I do. This is dreaming big. When you say that, Eric?
Oh, it's all he does though. That's great though.
I know. He's a big dreamer.
He's a visionary, and we need those. We need visionaries.
Right.
And a visionary who understands business, and a visionary who understands where technology's going.
Right.
And he does a good job at that and leading that technology like Apple did. I mean, before the iPhone, nothing was like an iPhone. Now, Android surpassed iPhone in my opinion, and it just continues to go.
Right.
But iPhone did pave the way. And that's why Elon Musk, he's paving a way.
Ellie.
I don't know him that well.
That's what Ellie, Ellie likes to be called by his friends. But I'm gonna suggest to Ellie here that, instead of this, getting on this right away, throw a few dollars towards a podcast that, could make a difference in the lives
of us.
Of us, yes, a good cause.
A good cause.
A good cause. Come up with a great chair and pull it up.
There you go. Let's move on.
Okay.
And I brought it up briefly.
What do you got for us?
Just to touch on one of our podcast movies, one of our favorite movies that we've talked about endlessly and have already mentioned today.
You brought up a currency thing.
Yeah, the gold coins, and that's referencing John Wick.
John Wick.
As we expected, and I would dare to say foretold, John Wick 2...
Mm-hmm. Electric
Boogaloo doubled the domestic gross of the first John Wick. We touted John Wick, saying it was one of the greatest movies of all time. Then John Wick 2 came out, verifying John Wick was still great, and John Wick 2 was a great addition to an already amazing world.
It was just chapter 2.
It's just chapter 2.
You turn the page, and this is the story you got.
We got a full novel to go through here.
We do.
And by the end of this, they're going to be in. They'll have all the money. They can make all the gold coins they want.
Well, they can change our currency.
Elon Musk will be going to him to get a loan.
Oh, now wait a minute.
I'm just saying.
Wait a minute. Can we see John Wick 4, John Wick in space?
John Wick in space.
Is Elon Musk going to shoot Keanu Reeves into space to make the next John Wick after the next John Wick?
Wickception.
Wickception. Okay, I almost went 3 deep, but I didn't.
You're not allowed to go 3. You only go 2. It's too dangerous to go 3.
It is.
And so that's where one of the trifecta is, the Keanu. He is.
We called it. I don't want to say that we caused this to happen.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm not going to not say that, but I'm not going to say it directly. I'm not going to be arrogant.
Well, no. I would like to think that, all due respect to our friend and longtime supporter, Mr. Reeves, I can call him that because I give him the utmost respect, unlike my good friend Ellie. Hey, Ellie, what's up? But, Mr. Reeves does have a little something to do with this. And I'm just going to say, it's not too surprising because I did feel, as we talked about, I did feel that the plot of this was very strong. It did a whole lot more. It didn't take those things that we talked about that people were worried about. It didn't cause any problems with that. It just expanded on the lore that is there, the world that is there. And it delved deeper. It brought a lot to the table.
Yes, and it put it on the table, and it looked good.
And it gobbled it up.
And then you ate it up, and they brought out more, and they said, wait, you can eat this later.
That's right.
They put a spread before you, and you're just like, oh, I'm ready.
You know what? Little known fact, John Wick 2 not only doubled domestic from John Wick 1, it doubled the amount of information we know about that world from John Wick 1.
And half the dialogue.
And double the intense stares from Mr. Reeves.
Now, it bucked a trend, as John Wick is known to do.
He's a trendsetter.
He didn't set the.
But what
he sets
trend?
them, and he breaks those trends.
What trend did they think that would hold John Wick back? What trend did these people, these arrogant people, think would hold John Wick 2 back?
When you think of sequels, what do you think of?
Crap.
Garbage. You think of they're not going to do as well. They're going to be less entertaining.
Right.
They're not going to expand on the world. They're just going to try to, squeeze another dime out of it.
There have been very few sequels that I will say lived up to the first. Godfather Part 2, a great sequel.
Okay. Yeah. What did 3?
Let's not talk about 3. He fell asleep.
Rocky
2 was a good sequel. Not as good as 1.
No, not as good as 1. But still a good sequel.
And once again, we don't talk about 3.
We don't talk about 3. I haven't seen Creed or the one.
Creed was supposed to be good.
Yeah.
Back to the Future 2 was a good movie.
And they did a smart thing there where they shot 2 and 3 at the same time.
Right.
And 3 was also a very good movie.
I didn't feel it was strong. It was a good movie.
Not as strong. I'll give you that. I liked the flying train.
Well, that was like one time.
It was worth it.
At the very end.
I loved it. And it had my initials on it. So that's why I liked it.
Okay. But it was, there are some movies. There's very few out there. There are some sequels that I say, hey, they were enjoyable.
Let's see. A couple other movies that did this. The Spy Who Shagged Me, Austin Powers.
Okay.
Which was all right. Pitch Perfect 2. I watched.
I have no opinion because I've never seen that.
Pitch Perfect, kind of a chick flick, but it's not super bad.
You stop talking now.
2 is awful.
Please stop talking now.
The Dark Knight.
Okay, great movie. It was. Actually, I enjoyed Part 1 better, but that's fine.
Why?
I just did.
Like the Joker?
Well, no. Part 2 had the Joker.
Oh, Part 2 had the Joker. What's Part 1? I can't remember.
Part 1 is where it's Ra's al Ghul, played by Liam Neeson.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler alert, Liam Neeson's Ra's al Ghul. They try to make you think he's not, but then he actually is. They try to tell you he's Duquesne, but if you read... Anyway, lot to it. It's a really deep movie.
Oh, okay. And so they're definitely going to make a 3. They're going to make a chapter 3.
They have to.
They have to. They have no choice. If they don't, World War 3 will break out.
Right.
So
and who'll be leading the charge? Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Mr. Reeves himself. He will say, "I do this for John Wick 3."
John Wick 3.
And that my dream of John Wick 4 in space can happen. Me and Ellie's dream
John Wick 4 in space.
John Wick 4
in space.
John Wick in space.
Chapter 4.
It's where the aliens come to him. And they're like, "John, we have your marker. We helped you get out of that whole mess." Spoiler alert, aliens are going to help him in John Wick 3 to take care
at the very end.
Yeah.
And that's what 4 sets up for.
All right, keep moving.
We're going to move on.
Speaking of powerhouses.
We're going to go to, this is a twofer, a powerhouse and a game.
Yes.
I haven't played it yet. We mentioned it a little bit, I think, last week. I can't remember. Chuck Norris, his new game, Nonstop Chuck Norris. I read a little bit about it this week because it's Chuck Norris.
It is.
Chuck freaking Norris.
He's at the top of the trifecta.
He's the power part.
He is.
He's the power part of the trifecta. His game has come out. I haven't really seen any reviews on it. Haven't looked that hard.
What is this game called, first of all?
The game is Non-Stop Chuck Norris.
Ooh, that sounds like a good day to me.
And what I understand here, it's a fighting game. And he fights with, I know one of them is a selfie stick.
He fights a selfie stick?
He fights with a selfie stick.
Oh, fights with a selfie stick.
So he can fight with anything. He's Chuck Norris.
Now, I heard about a boss fight that they were going to put into this game, but it kept blowing up phones. They were going to have him fight himself.
Oh, man.
But every time that the two would punch each other, the phone would literally explode in the person's hand. Many people's hands were burned.
All the developers.
Yeah. Fingers were blown off. It was just terrible. So they had to dial back the action a little bit.
I understand.
It may explain why some of the reviews are not great. Because in order to get it to be actually able to be used on a phone, they had to dial back it a little bit.
They had to dial the power back. Well, let's go with this. Chuck Norris here, he is a man of not this generation, really. He's a retro. He's nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's everlasting.
Well, here's the thing. They were originally going to make this game with the power that he produces to have it charge your phone.
Oh.
But batteries were literally shooting out of the back of the phone after being charged so quickly and so fast. Did you hear about this?
I heard about the Samsung Note being the test phone.
Right.
There
are videos on YouTube. People are shooting other people with the batteries. It's hitting people. Kids had to go to the hospital. It's really sad. Really, really sad. I hated hearing about that.
Well, I'm glad Chuck Norris is back. When I was a kid,
a man got pulled off an airplane by somebody. They didn't have a taser, so the cop just aimed his phone at him.
Hit him in the face, knocked his teeth out.
Right.
That sounds pretty dangerous.
Yeah, this is true story, people.
True story.
Real fake news here.
But I'm glad Chuck Norris is still around. When I was a kid, he was the strong. He was the guy that you're like, man, that Chuck Norris is awesome.
Well, yeah, he's
6-time world karate champion.
Right.
I mean, the guy could do it all.
He's 77. Here's the thing. I hope that I am
77 one day?
77 and have somewhat the ability that man has to walk, to function. Here's what I picture myself at 77. I'm in a wheelchair just drooling on myself.
Yes.
Chuck Norris, by the way, that happened yesterday too. Chuck Norris, he looks great for 77.
He's Chuck Norris the Everlasting and the All-Powerful.
He is not aged. He really hasn't.
He's aged well.
He has aged very well.
Well, time is afraid of him. But I digress. Let's move on.
Speaking of dying.
And what? Yeah.
Aging and dying. Let's get on to some sadness here.
An industry that we grew up with. Not me so much. I didn't really get cable TV until college because I grew up in the country.
Right.
It was expensive to get satellite. Cable TV,
we got all the cable TV we wanted by running a line into our neighbor's yard.
Oh, that's cool. It's nice that they let you do that.
Right. Right. Nice people. Great. Salt of the earth. They didn't have some of the channels, though. Cheapskates. You know what? You were a terrible friend, Nathaniel. You know who you are.
Nathaniel. That's a good name. So, we all know that cable TV is dying. It is going away. The
way of the dodo.
Yeah, the different cable providers had to turn in their numbers.
How will we cope?
I don't know. I'll never be able to watch Netflix. YouTube TV. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to deal with it. According to the numbers, they lost 762,000 customers in the first 3 months of 17. That doesn't count people who disconnected because they're moving and they moved it outside of the provider's area and just didn't turn their cable back on by a new provider. Doesn't count them. They're estimating over 1 million customers have been lost.
Which, let me point out,
That's a loss. That's a loss of 2.4%.
let me point out, that is impressive. That is 762,000. I know numbers well.
I've counted before.
This is 2, right? This one?
That's it. That's number 2.
All right. That's 762,000 people that called and canceled.
Yes.
Those cable people are relentless. It's impressive that they were able to pull it off because they will try to upsell you. Mm-hmm. I know. Look, I moved obviously just recently. I've moved before. Those people are relentless. They're like, "Where are you moving?" They want to know where you're moving. They want to know your address. They're like, "Well, we still have you can still have us there."
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm good.
You can watch us online now. We got a.
Well, and they're like, "Oh, we can just put your account on a hiatus." No, I want to cancel completely. No, you just want hiatus.
Yeah.
And then you get all these things in the mail. It's like, no, I called and canceled. I did not put it on hiatus. They went ahead and pulled it on hiatus. Now I'm just digressing into my own story. But it's impressive that 762,000 people
were able to get out.
I
guess they don't all have Time Warner. I mean, I've heard that. I've had cable TV. I had cable TV a couple years ago, and no, I didn't. I've never had cable TV, have I? I've never paid for cable TV in my life. No, I have. I paid for internet. I'm trying to think. I had it in my house for a while, but my in-laws lived next door, and they paid for it because they wanted me to have it.
Okay.
And
they wanted you to have it.
They wanted the kids to have it.
Okay.
And
they could care less about you.
Yeah. And so they wanted it. Wow, I've never paid for cable TV. I do pay for Netflix.
I'm going to be honest. You're not missing much.
Well, I mean, I've had it in my house. I just never had to pay for it.
You know what cable is? This is cable. You pay a lot of money. You get a lot of stations that you'll never watch.
That's how I felt. I always sat in front of the TV and I go, what's on History Channel? Oh, Aliens. What's on the Science Channel? Oh, just like,
What's on Sci-Fi Channel? Oh, Sharknado.
Sharknado
4.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo. But this is what happens though is there's a lot of things that are coming out. Like you mentioned, there's a thing called Netflix. Now Netflix, from what I understand, they're not doing what YouTube and Hulu has done, which is make their own cable service. I know Hulu, actually today's Wednesday, and I know Hulu launched today,
mm-hmm.
and they're charging $40 a month for quite a few stations.
Uh-huh.
And so you get quite a bit for these online streaming things, these online streaming cable packages. And that's what people are going to anyways. They're going to these things where they can watch their shows just about anywhere thanks to...
And it's not anywhere, it's any time.
Right.
That's what... Live TV is dead. That's what's dead is live TV.
Right.
TV where you can't say, I want to watch this show at this time.
Right.
That's what's dead. That's why... What is YouTube's biggest competitor? Not YouTube. What's Netflix's biggest competitor that they said? Just last week, I think. You know what Netflix's biggest competitor is?
What?
Sleep. Their biggest competitor is people sleeping.
How do you beat that, though?
I don't know. I'm sure they'll come up with a way.
Well, I mean, think about the ones that kind of... What was that service that kind of started this whole record and watch later thing?
TiVo. Was it called TiVo?
Yeah, it was called TiVo. And so there was this, and it has blossomed into this online, you watch your show when you want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you may pick up shows that you never knew were out there. I'm watching Longmire. right
Oh,
now.
did you start watching that?
Yeah, I started watching
that. Friend talk you into it?
Yes, he did.
What do you think of it?
Great show.
Oh, is it?
It's a good show.
Is it on Netflix?
It is on Netflix.
Huh.
It's
hour long?
hour long episode. Well, they're 45 minutes.
45
minutes.
Hour network TV.
But it's a good show. It's going to have one more season on Netflix and then it's done.
But they're getting to finish too.
Right. They're going to get some kind of resolution to stuff. But it is something that you can go back and you can watch these old seasons, like Netflix especially. You can watch old seasons of shows because of what they have out there. And not only that, Netflix has new stuff. Hulu is having original content. Amazon Prime has original content. YouTube is now getting their own original content. Which
and YouTube TV.
A lot of it is going to that sort of format. You'll have their original stuff, and then you'll have the stuff that's on there. I also watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Great show.
Very good show.
There's other shows I watch on TV, and I can watch them all on things like Hulu or Netflix and that sort of thing, and that's what people want.
Yes.
I know people that prefer to binge watch things versus watching them week by week.
That's this guy right here.
Is it?
I will. Yeah, I typically go, I like Elementary. I like Elementary TV show.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, I was like, I haven't watched Elementary in a couple months. I better go watch what I can find.
Right.
The problem is Elementary is CBS.
Right.
The current season is, of course, not on Hulu nor Netflix because they have their own. Watch CBS on the website under subscription.
And that is the downside, is that a lot of these channels, to combat different things, loss of money and that sort of thing, they're going to their own streaming things.
Well, I mean that's what Hulu that's what Hulu is. Is, but it's for Fox, NBC, the Warner.
Well, and I know, here's the thing. I know that even NBC, I think it's NBC that I was reading about, they're going to put out a new Star Trek show.
Uh-huh.
And it's only going to be offered on their streaming service.
Who is this?
I think it was NBC that owns the rights to that, isn't it? It may be wrong on that. It's one of the stations. They are using their own streaming service to do the new Star Trek series.
I didn't hear anything about this. I'm excited. I didn't know that.
Let's see here. I'm looking it up.
Are we going to cast out? Wow. Star Trek Discovery.
All right. CBS Television Studios announced today it will launch.
CBS. It's going to only be on CBS All Access.
I had the wrong deal.
I hate CBS.
This is back in November, but they said that they were going to launch it in January of this year.
So is it going?
I have no idea. I haven't
see any.
I haven't paid attention. I don't know. The information was out there and then it kind of died off. So I don't know if it never happened or anything like that. But like you said, you're finding stuff out there. No, I mean 3 days ago it says Discovery adds some new actors onto their.
Oh, so they're not shooting.
Not shooting.
According to IMDb, it has 13 episodes. It's going to have 13 episodes or so. That's what I think IMDb
But
said.
that's what people are doing. I think they're also, from what I also read, there's also doing this with like the Tick. There's going to be a new Tick.
Oh, I already watched.
Series.
I watched the Tick. Who was doing that? Is that Amazon?
Yeah, I don't know. It may be.
I watched it.
You did?
I watched. Yeah, the first one. It was great.
Was it?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Who's the Tick?
I don't know. The Tick. Isn't it? I think it's Amazon. I want to verify. The Tick. Let's see here. Not 2001.
Yeah, they're right there on top. Tick TV series,
Yeah,
2017. It's not Putty anymore. Putty from Seinfeld. I can't remember his name. It's a new guy. Who's Mr. Tick now?
This
Peter Soft
Seraphinawax. It's good.
Well done, Mr. Seraph. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy, whoever he is.
Yeah, what was he?
And he was in Shaun of the Dead and Sing. He was in episode 1.
Man, this guy's in a bunch.
Okay, well, he's apparently a background actor in all these movies.
I feel like I should know who he is. Oh, he's a Fisher King in Doctor Who.
Oh, the Fisher King. He was just the voice of him, though.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Guardians of the Galaxy, Denny and Saul. Anyway, we're off on a rabbit trail here. We'll have to look that up later.
Yeah.
But that's what these channels are doing to combat that. They're doing original content. They've got their own original content.
Yeah.
For different things. Like, they know people want a Star Trek series. People will pay for a Star Trek series, and I'm wondering if that's what they're going to start going towards. Is more stuff like that, because CBS, they could make money on a Star Trek series. People, with the success of the new movies and that sort of thing, it would be something that I think people want. And it is something that I know there is a set audience already in place for a series like that.
Yes.
You have your Trekkies out there that are going to watch it, whether it's terrible or good. Terribly.
You know what I you know what I want to come back, another sci-fi show? Stargate.
Keep dreaming.
I love Stargate.
Will they bring back MacGyver?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Not the series. I'm talking about MacGyver.
Well, they did bring back MacGyver the series.
I know they
got canceled already.
Yeah, it was. I'm sure it was terrible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Eric, we are running low on time. Really quickly, there is a little movie that you kind of told me about. I did a little research. I looked it up. I enjoy the Alien movies. There is another Alien movie coming out. It's called Alien Covenant.
Can you name all the Alien movies?
I cannot. I get.
It's one of those.
I get hazy, especially when you start getting into like the Alien versus Predator movies.
Well, there's also like what's that one?
Prometheus.
Prometheus, like that's an Alien movie. I didn't even know that was an Alien movie.
It's of course
I don't watch Alien movies.
Now, this is actually a sequel to the Alien or to the Prometheus.
Oh,
movie.
Really?
Yes. This is a sequel to Prometheus, but a prequel to the first Aliens movie.
Oh, okay. Wow, Aliens 1. Alien?
There's Aliens 1, 2, and 3.
No. Alien? The second one's called Aliens.
Yeah, because there's more than one.
Then Alien, then Alien Resurrection, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant. I don't see Alien versus Predator in there, though.
Well, I think they didn't include those. But here's the thing. So people are really actually kind of excited for this movie because it kind of harkens back to the original.
Okay.
Which 1 and 2 of the series were actually really good movies. 3, not so great. Resurrection was terrible. But the aliens in those movies are called xenomorphs. This is they're calling this a neomorph.
Oh, it's a
new kind of alien. But it's supposed to be the precursor for what the xenomorph would become. And it's going to be slightly different. Apparently, from what I saw in the trailer, if you've ever seen the Alien movie, the famous scene where it pops out of the guy's chest.
Yeah.
Great parody of that on Spaceballs.
Yeah. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. Yeah, that's it.
But they do that here, but it's actually coming out of the back of the person. It's basically splitting him down the spine.
Oh, wow.
And so
sounds like Species.
Yeah,
like when they get born, they rip them apart.
It's it kind of looks like that. So it's going to be slightly different, kind of similar.
Okay.
And I think it's what people of the series have kind of been wanting for a while. Now, it will be coming out on the 30th anniversary, I believe, of the first movie.
Well, the first movie was in 79.
Oh, it wasn't. Wow.
So 89, 99. That'd be 09. So it's like
No, it's coming out this year, I think. So
So it's already past 30.
I honestly thought it was an 87 movie. Let's see here.
Oh man, I can't believe Aliens is so old.
Yeah, well, I guess the original Alien. Well, I mean, it's kind of like what people don't realize that the original Terminator movie, how old that movie was, because most people think of Terminator 2. Most people, when they think of Alien, they think of Aliens. In this is one case where the sequel was superior to the original.
Okay.
Aliens 2 was honestly a better movie.
It didn't gross much more, just a couple million more.
Right.
Overall. 97 was Alien Resurrection, so if it comes out, it's 20 years for Alien Covenant. And that kind of goes along with the naming theme, Alien Resurrection, Alien Covenant. It looks cool, like the
Oh, this movie actually released on the 19th. This will be released here this month.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is our monthly monster movie update.
Well, there you go. Your monthly monster movie update. And Eric, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our another podcast. We have hit the 41-minute mark. Bong, bong, bong. That means that we have come to the end. That's going to be my signal from now on to signify the end of our podcast. I'll be going bong, bong, bong. You'll hear it every week. It'll drive you crazy. You'll hear it in your sleep. No, it's not used. They go bing, bing, bing. Ours is bong, bong, bong.
Is that ABC's? No, what is that one?
NBC.
Is NBC? I honestly don't watch network TV.
Once again, they're bing, bing, bing.
Oh,
we're bong, bong, bong.
Bong, bong, bong. We got that G in there. Gong, 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 gong.
Yes. There's 2 G's in ours versus the 1 in Bing.
Okay.
So, but that brings us to another end of another great podcast. Eric.
Yes.
We do, however.
Oh, yeah. What do we got?
We do, however, have a random, and I lost it, unfortunately. We had a comment of the week. And I'm going to find it again because that's the kind of researcher I am. I am one that knows... Oh, here it is. Here it is. This comment of the week comes from a video because we don't get comments. Apparently, the people that listen to ours don't want to say anything. They don't want us to know they listen. I picture them actually hiding in a closet listening to this. I have come to the realization that we are the porn of YouTube.
No one talks about us?
Yes.
Everyone watches, but no one talks about us.
Yeah, no one wants anybody else to know that they're watching. So this comment comes from a great listener.
Okay.
I'm sure he listens in his closet, alone, away from his parents.
Okay.
But this one, he's probably a 40-year-old man living in his mom's basement.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Everyone makes their own life choices.
That's true. I'm sure it's a heck of a basement. This man is known as the Bloody Puppet.
Oh, great name.
It is. It is. And he's talking, he says, I'm legitimately surprised people are excited for any movie directed by Zack Snyder at this point.
And what movie is he referring to?
I don't know what movie. I'm guessing Justice League. Because this is 16 upcoming DC movies that are going to blow everyone away. Is what it is referring to. Zack Snyder, of course, the director of Batman vs. Superman, Man of Steel, 300. Quite a few movies under the man's belt. However, some of his recent contributions in the way of the superhero movies have not been great. He is doing. I know he. Oh
my goodness!
Yeah, he's all over the place.
The Flash, Suicide Squad 2,
Deadshot,
Wonder Woman.
But he's only producer on those.
Yeah, where's he filming? Aquaman. He's produced. He's just producing.
Yeah, he's just doing a lot of producing right now.
Sucker Punch. I remember that movie.
So this is here. Hit director right there. Let's see what he is directing.
Oh, Justice League.
He is doing Justice League Part 1 and Part 2. Oh, there's going to be a sequel.
Oh.
They're already saying great things.
Well, they're trying to compete with Marvel.
You know who I heard is in the second movie?
What's up?
John Wick. What a twist!
Comes in, wipes them all out.
So, guys, thanks for listening. Eric, any final thoughts before we move on? I know that was a weird transition into ending. But speaking of people ending their careers in endings, Eric, any final thoughts before we move on?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good, I think.
I have one last thing to say.
What's that?
Thanks for listening. If you enjoy our podcast, please like and subscribe down there. And if you want to watch more of us, you can even click some of the videos that I'm sure are floating around. They'll be floating around here, won't they, Eric?
Yeah, somewhere.
They're here. Right here or here.
Oh, here.
Eric, there's one right behind you. Yeah, right there. So, guys,
I'm not going to animate any of that.
Yeah. There won't be one behind him. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.